After spending a month in Japan, it was time to head to our next country, the Philippines.
As some of you have already known, I was born and raised in the Philippines. So this part of our trip is a very important one for me. It's going to be my first time going back since I left back in 2005. Also, this is an opportunity for John to meet my father and the rest of my family on his side.
We made it! So after a long flight, we arrived at Manila, Philippines pretty late at night, around 10 p.m. And Yvonne's cousin Ivan, who I met for the first time, was kind enough to pick us up from the airport. Well, our first meal is going to be, of course, Jollibee.
Jollibee! First order of business. Jollibee. Also, we're so thankful for my aunt Tita Vicky and my uncle Tito Sammy to invite us in and stay with them for a couple days in Manila before we head to my birthplace, Daet.
So we don't have a lot of footage with them because this was my first time meeting them and this was Yvonne's first time seeing them after so many years, so I didn't want to put a camera in their face.
Yeah, and we were just taking our time catching up, obviously, and getting to know each other and spending some quality time.
So a couple of days later, we actually booked some tickets to go to Daet, which is where Yvonne's from, and it was about an 8 to 10 hour bus ride to go down there. Now, the reason why we were going at that specific time was there was actually a festival called the Pineapple Festival.
Which actually we missed the main event. But the celebration we were still able to experience.
We arrived at the station and Yvonne's father came to pick us up. So that was my first time meeting him.
And also my first time seeing him again since I left 15 years ago. 15? Yeah, it's been a while.
Hello.
That's fun.
Hey, how are you? Wow. So after he picked us up, he dropped us off at our hotel to drop off our bags, and then we went to Yvonne's childhood house
where I grew up. Yeah, and that's also currently where my grandma is living, and of course my father.
This is where you grew up?
This is where I grew up.
Do you remember?
I remember.
Yeah?
It's holy. It's okay. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this, okay?
It's much smaller than you thought?
Much smaller than I remember.
Let's go see Nanay. You think she'll recognize you? Yeah. Kamusta po?
Her eyes. She has to see me in the light.
Okay. Do you think she... No? Not yet?
It was a very surreal moment to see the house where I grew up. I do remember some of it, but it's obviously different from my perspective now. But it felt so weird having him there with me.
It was really amazing for me too, because I was seeing just like old photos of
Yeah,
you
that
that I've
too.
never seen before.
That I don't even remember, so...
And I got to meet all of most of your family as well as the neighbors, and they just like welcomed me with open arms, and they were just so happy to see you again.
Yeah, and the weird feeling is like as if I wasn't gone for that long. It's almost like they picked it up from when I left. And that felt so homey and so humbling. And I'm crying.
Aww.
This
is exactly the emotion that she was like.
Yeah, this is exactly how it happened. Oh my god, I'm crying because it's my first time talking about it since we left.
It literally sunk in.
It's sinking in right now, the fact that I went back to the Philippines and you were there right here in front of the camera. Okay. I don't mean to get emotional, but this is my first time talking about that time going back. We never really discussed it in depth like this.
Yeah.
Like step by step of what we did. And
yeah, because we were just full-time traveling, so we were always moving. Things were always changing, and it just didn't
felt like that was just the next stop on our trip. But this one is not just any stop on our trip. This is not just, part of our trip. This is a life-changing moment for both of us. So
yeah, it was an amazing moment. We were only there for a couple of days because we were going to be going to Boracay because her cousin Ivan, his fiance, and some of his friends were going to be there. So we kind of planned the timing.
We wanted to be there with them just so, it's a little bit more fun with people that you know, and it's a good start for our island hopping.
Yeah. So after that first night, seeing Yvonne's father and her nanay.
My grandma. That's what I call my grandma and nanay.
We went back to the hotel, and then the next day he picked us up again and kind of just brought us around Diet. So that was actually really nice as well.
Yeah, he took us around to see, of course, extended families, in the cemetery to see my grandpa and my uncle passed away. Also, what makes this a very special visit is because it's going to be my first time meeting my half-sister, Marielle. We're meeting my sister.
Oh my god. Hello. Let's go.
So then to end the night, we ended up going to what I call my Papa Bong. He's my father's best friend, actually my mom and my father's best friend back then when I was younger. And basically he was like my second father there growing up. He was our neighbors just right next door, and I would always go to his house and hang out with his family, and they took me in like their own, so they knew me back then when I was younger. They had a lot of stories that I didn't even know, some funny, embarrassing maybe, and they were telling John and all those stories back then that I don't remember, but it was just so much fun to hear, especially him knowing about it.
How you feel, babe?
I'm happy.
A lot of memories?
A lot of memories.
You left here, and now you're back here drinking Red Horse.
The pieces are like
coming together. I feel it. Like, yeah, a lot of your childhood was with them. Yeah. And so we had some dinner, and we had drinks, and
lots of drinks.
Yeah, a lot of drinks.
Oh, man,
a lot of Red Horse.
Coming in.
And then afterwards, we were kind of, hungry. So we were like, let's go get some balut. So for those who don't know what balut is, it is a delicacy in the Philippines, and it is fertilized duck egg. And it's shocking to people who have never seen it. For a lot of people who go to the Philippines, they wouldn't try it. Now, I've always wanted to try balut, so I wanted this to be the moment for me to try balut for the first time. So we went to Magaspas Beach. Bagaspas, sorry. We went to Bagaspas Beach, and we were just hanging out having drinks, and they found someone who was selling balut.
That's balut. Are you ready?
First balut.
It's your first balut.
Ever.
Are you ready?
Of course.
So, okay. So you have to crack it in a certain way.
Yes, like
So you crack it on top. Yes. Crack it on top.
Yeah.
Yep, be careful. Okay, crack it on top. And then, what do you eat first? The yolk or the bird? So eat the bird first. Oh my god, look at you.
It's like sabaw.
Sabaw. Babe.
Ready?
The bird. Let me see the bird a little bit.
You can't really see it. This is very, very young. Oh my god.
Your eyes like went all the way back. You're so gross.
The best.
You're so funny. I'm so happy. Oh my god. I'm so glad that you're enjoying this.
I had actually 4 balut that night. It was so good.
Especially
It tastes
after
like
a
eggs
couple
and
of
chicken.
drinks. Yes, it tastes like really good omelet, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever go to the Philippines, you should try it.
With some salt and vinegar.
It's
Honestly,
so good.
It tastes like, well, you know what it tastes like for me? Obviously, I've had it back then when I was younger, but I don't remember what it really tasted like. But it tastes like chicken soup.
Yeah.
Chicken noodle soup, because it had broth, which you have when you peel it, you drink it first, and it tastes like really, really good chicken broth. Listen, it's part of the culture and it's there. It's going to be there. And you know, if you are willing to just try, go for it. Don't be afraid. It's
really not that bad.
It's not that bad. It looks bad, but it's not. The taste is good.
So like we explained earlier, it was Pineapple Festival. Now we missed the parade itself, but the celebration was still going on. So the next night we went to her father's house
back to
and
the house.
had some lechon and some food.
Yeah, he cooked some really good Filipino meals and we enjoyed a traditional Filipino fiesta.
So he invited a bunch of his friends and neighbors, and they remembered Yvonne.
Yeah.
She sadly didn't know a lot of them.
Well, some of them I remember, but some was kind of like not sure.
Yeah, but we actually went around the corner and they were having karaoke.
Yeah, that's the traditional way of celebrating festivals in the Philippines, where you just have some drinks, some food. What we call pulutan is what you have with your drinks, and of course karaoke. It wouldn't be a festival, it wouldn't be a party, a Filipino party, without karaoke and some dancing.
Yeah, the rumors are true. Filipinos love karaoke. Like when we were there,
Oh yeah.
it's just karaoke every single day.
It happened so quickly. Unfortunately, we were only there for a couple of days, but I think it was enough to get to know them and to get to know them again as, you know, as who I am now, and introducing this part of my life to them, and for them to get to know me as an adult.
So in our next video, we head to Legazpi, and her father was kind enough to offer us a drive there.
Yeah, it's a long way. It's about 4 hours drive, so it's really nice of him to offer that.
And that is where the airport is to go to Boracay. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Promise I won't cry. Bye!